business where hobby meets hustle. Listen up.
Like, what if my grandma's listening?
Shouts out Corey and Tim. Man, who run this? Surely it's them.
Welcome back to Slab Business, new and improved. I got a better microphone. Tim's got a clean camera. We are going to be talking about all things hobby and the businesses in. So go to slabbusiness.com, hit the contact us, and send all your complaints to Tim at Slab Business, and send all the stuff you love about it to me. Because I don't take criticism well.
I think I'm going to get more emails.
Yeah, I know. But we're number one podcast, so that means everyone's listening. They hate it or love it. They're going to listen.
All right, let's get back to Slab Business then. Something that could potentially be slabbed is Topps made a social media post today. It was a Topps Now card. It was Victor Wemby, as the kids call him. Game used or first pitch worn for the Yankees. Pinstripes and everything. Horizontal card, so a little, we wish it was vertical. But where do you rank the pitch/game worn Wemby pinstripe? Keep in mind, this is the Yankees Topps Now card. Like
So where do I rank a basketball player's baseball uniform RPA? Not even an RPA.
Well, no, I get what you're
saying.
point.
Auto.
Right. No, I don't think it has an auto. I don't think it has, but I get what you're saying. Yeah,
so it's cool, and it just look, it's a creative way to get around what they got to get around, right? They signed Wemby, Fanatics signed Wemby, great move. Nobody would deny that, right? Fanatics is kind of the Sharks circling Panini. Like now they got like 20 Sharks, and they're all just like one's taking a little nibble over here, one's like biting over here, and they're just waiting for like the great white to show up and just finish them off. But I think it's cool. No, I think it's a cool way to because look, you signed him, you paid him, you got to utilize him, right? And I do really think that the way they utilize him is going to be important to the hobby guys, right? Like they're not kind of like looking at the hobby guys going, they'll take whatever we feed them, right? They're not giving us fake patch autos, or not fake, but like not real, or like, kind of workaround stuff. They're getting creative, and they're like, hey, we can, we had him throw out a first pitch. Here's another. I truly don't know. I truly hope it doesn't hit the auction block for like a lot of money, because I don't think it's going to hold value personally.
Well, okay, so one point just popped in my mind that you just said, and I think you'll enjoy my second question, but let me ask my first one first, because I think it'll be a shorter answer. Smart business move, maybe bring in some baseball consumers/fans to basketball by having them and putting on a Topps card with them? Do you think, well, because the Topps Now you can just buy online, right? But do you think if they continue to do that, we know that they have the Tom Brady Bowman's First coming up soonish.
Yep. That's a baseball card.
That's a baseball card of him and the catchers, and I believe it's going to be an auto and everything too. There are autos in it for sure, actually. Do you think there's any pull from the actual sports? Do you think Victor will pull some, at least kids at that game or people at that game, to convert and buy basketball product, like buy a card?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's relevancy. You notice what's in front of you, right? So I saw I get up in the morning and I'm getting stuff together with the wife and kid, and we're watching Today Show or whatever, and they're talking about Wemby, and they're doing a whole little segment on him. So like now my wife is like, oh, what's that? Is that guy like the next big thing in the break? Like, is she going to have to sit there while I'm on the couch listening to bang, we hit a Wemby? Like, and that's one question I got for you later. We can go. What do you think the breaker's cry is going to be for Wemby? Like, if you had to guess, is it going to be Wemby, yeah, nah?
I think
or is it going to be
Wemby?
Like,
we are Wemby. We're all Wemby.
So, like, let's go back.
I'm shaking.
I want to come back to that, but let's go back to like what Zion was, or like Ja Morant. Remember, like Pool Wax was like the first ones to be like, Ja Morant out of Murray State, and like that caught on. People went along with it.
I like that. I like so that's the thing though too. I think what Mikey and the Pool Wax crew did was there was I don't want to sound stupid, so let's use a smart word. Like integrate what you how you consume the actual sport, whether you're in the arena or at home, to card breaking. Right? They're making it an event.
They're doing
entertainment.
catchphrases. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
hold on, I want to go back to the question that I think that you're gonna like, the second part. Which would you rather have? Both are pinstripes. The Costanza pinstripe card that I believe was in Allen and Ginter. Do you remember what that was? Was Goodwin
Yep.
Champions?
No, it was actually NT Baseball.
NT Baseball or the Wembiana?
I'm going Costanza all day. I think, yeah, I'm going Costanza all day.
Seinfeld, bigger IP than Wemby?
Right now, yes. Potentially.
For the
I don't
kids?
know. I mean, is LeBron James bigger than Seinfeld? Not Jerry Seinfeld, Seinfeld.
Well, globally for sure.
Globally, yeah, but I mean in America, I don't know. I guess, yeah, that's a stupid question.
No, it's not
But,
a stupid question because we're talking about like IP of athletes versus like
Okay,
comedians,
is Giannis bigger than Seinfeld? Because I know Seinfeld's bigger than Joker. Don't even go down that road.
I don't know why you got so angry. I feel like you're directing that
I
I'm
know
like
you
you're
were
talking to
coming
host.
me. Yeah, I thought it was.
But no, that's what I equate that one to, is like Wemby didn't like play. He threw a first pitch in it. I think.
How did the pitch go?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it either.
Man,
I literally
we gotta
just
come better with that, because that's hilarious, dude. To see athletes
Well,
try
we'll put
to
the video
transfer over. Yeah,
We'll
put the
put the
video
video
in.
in.
Link it in. Dude, watching. You ever see? And he's not an athlete, but like 50 Cent. This
Oh.
dude, I idolized him. I saw that video and I was like, kind of like, yo, what?
I
Like,
don't want to get too. I don't want to get too far into the subject, but I'm gonna say, and I'll be the one to say it. As a man, I would feel less manly if I couldn't throw something. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how people just in general, forget baseball. Like, how do you the motions now? But so I'm a righty, right? So I can throw. I played third base, so and I pitched when I was younger. So I feel like it's like if I threw with my left hand, that's what 50 would look like, because I can't throw. It's like a weird motion.
100%. Now I'm a little different. I right-handed, swing left-handed, and so I actually am not that bad with my left or right throwing. Like, I'm definitely a righty thrower, but like I can throw left-handed. It doesn't. But yeah, I just like the motion. I just don't understand how, like, with your dominant hand you can't make the throwing motion.
Alligator armed it.
Dude, it's crazy. So we'll be curious to see how Wemby did with the throw. I think, honestly, if he did, which he obviously didn't because we would have heard, if he did like embarrassingly bad, I think that card value goes up.
Well, here's the thing though. But keep in mind, grew up in France, right? Has he thrown a baseball?
No, he's probably in cricket.
So he threw it straight into the dirt.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, my favorite, I don't know if you've seen them. Like, some of my favorite new videos are like, they'll cut whoever throwing the ball. Like, it could be like a 2-year-old throwing the baseball, but they cut to a major league player just hitting a home run. Have you seen these memes?
No. Every time
like, they'll have like a blind person throwing a ball, and it'll be like, oh, everyone's all fun, but then they cut to like a major league and they're like, oh, that one's out of here. Like, it's
smashed
wild.
it.
Yeah.
I hate the ones that like the TikTok video and it's like, watch this, and it's like then the baseball comes out of nowhere and you
or a
feel like
spider.
Sure, yeah. Not a fan of that.
All right, so I think that we're in agreement that it's cool, but if you're out there, this is one piece of advice I think we can give financially is I personally wouldn't go buy a Wemby. Pitch worn.
Anything. Honestly, I'm not buying.
Well, hold on, I would buy it, but the resale of it wouldn't be crazy. Like, I think it's a cool card.
The peak value of it is going to be now for the next 3 weeks, in my opinion. And again, I'd go on record to say that I'm not going to be the worst case scenario. It may go up a tad bit more, like if something else crazy happens. But again, for anybody new out there, the top, like all the first product of a new player to come out is genuinely not the most sought after. It's genuinely like the first editions and then like So yes, the card manufacturers know that, and it's they're capitalizing on it. But and there are some gems like anything numbered. I'm always a big fan of because the number, right? You know how many are out there, how many exist. Um, but I generally stay away. But with that said, I do like what Fanatics is doing. I mean they don't have the license right now. They they do have Wemby under contract. So is that official? Like we know that there are going to be no autos in Panini.
I don't think that they've announced it. I think at this point it's getting pretty clear though that with the licensing of being able to use his image and putting his autograph in the Bowman U and the Inception product, and now them putting him on a baseball card, I think that I think people probably get it now.
Have you seen that guy's hands? Yo,
pretty sure
he's got the fingers that like that. Like that's a guy that you just never want to shake his hand because he'll make you feel like a little baby.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie though. He looks like he might noodle arm it though. At the same time, like a
Oh
handshake.
yeah. Big French noodle arm.
Yeah. So Wemby. So Corey would rather have the Costanza. If you're out there and you have the Costanza card, if you like our podcast,
comment on the podcast. Which card you'd rather have? Would you rather have the Costanza pinstripe patch? And I think that's an auto, but let's put that aside. Or would you rather have the Wemby? How many of them are there?
I didn't see, but usually Topps Now cards, they have like a run of anywhere from like I've seen lower item, right, like of 10s. But usually they will say the print run. I didn't look, but you can check the print run. When you go to Topps Now website, you can see how many there are. For example, I bought a card that was not numbered, but only had a print run of 68.
But you can't pick a numbered card, can you? Like you can say I want a numbered card, or is it like random?
Well, I don't think you can pick. Like I think you can say if it was out of 99, you could buy out of 99, but they send you.
You know what's great is we'll get a graphic of a guy scrolling on the screen on the Topps Now website, going, "This is what you can buy," and then they'll put it in.
Shout out Topps. We actually met the gentleman that does the Topps Now cards, and he looked tired. So everyone out there, just so you know, the Topps Now cards, here's how it works, or here's a quick summary. I obviously can't give you all the detail, but we did talk to him, and I will say we had a bear with him. So are we considered friends? I think so. But
like a animal?
Yeah. No, like a bear. Oh, I get what you did there.
Yeah.
So when a moment like that happens, our friend at Topps Now literally has to go through hundreds of images because the MLB has to approve. Remember they told us the MLB doesn't want them to have stupid looking faces or be making, they don't want. So they have to rush, essentially, let's just call it the hotel, right? Or if they're at home, it depends where they are, right? They have to rush back to their computer, search through hundreds of images, approve them, then send it to get approved for the design of the card. So shout out to Topps Now. Although, like the Patty Pimblett, I collect Topps Now cards. I have some soccer. I love Topps Now. I don't think they hold up in value over time.
No, because it's not. There's no chase for it really, and like
it's not pack pulled.
It's not pack pulled. That's a big hobby thing, and but they are cool collector pieces. And the funny thing is, like you said, obviously for this Wemby thing, he didn't have to rush home, but this dude literally has to. Like, if something crazy happens in sports, like he's got to like wipe, fry out with a girl getting a drink. Dude's like a doctor. Like he sees something on the screen and he's like, "Oh, damn it, I gotta go home and like get that thing right out."
I just couldn't imagine the amount of, like, at an actual baseball game, right, when something big happens, because they did the Topps Now. Like, they do Topps Now for everything, and it's awesome. Moments, I think it's perfect. You know exactly when the moment comes from. But they must have to, like, think about the shutter lens, right? Taking 6 pictures in a row. To get that, even just to find that moment in the 6 pictures that all look the same, of, like, his eyes closed and everything. Yeah, it was wild talking to him, and was a great guy. He looked tired, though. I remember when we were with him, he looked exhausted. Yeah. And that was at the MLB All-Star game. So I believe he was there because they were doing Topps Now stuff for the home run derby. That they had that big one with Ohtani. But yeah, that was awesome. So shout out to Topps Now. They work hard.
Yeah, hopefully he's getting some rest, get a nap.
Well, while we're talking about Topps, let's do a real quick Fanatics Live update. And the update is on their social media. There was a sneak peek.
Yo,
Right?
I'm liking their social media. It's pretty dope. Like their Twitter too. Like they're just asking random questions, and like
Well, just tell the real truth. Why I'll tell you the truth. Why I love them.
they follow both of us.
Yeah,
And
and they
early,
announced
early.
yeah, not only did they follow us, but we were in like probably their first. I think we were in like their first 20 follows, like their first 25, and then they announced. And here's the funny part: I text my guy Gio. Did I text you?
About what?
Well, when they said we're following all our, when they literally tweeted we're gonna follow all our favorite people, and it was like, yo, did you get followed? Did you get followed?
Yeah. It was a check. It was like a status check. And
Yeah,
then,
everyone. Our
you
guy
always-
Santiago.
But the worst part is you set. That's a risky game you played because, dude, if you send that to like the wrong person, like, yo, did you get followed? And you're like, no, and you're like, oh,
Well,
it's awkward.
So I think I didn't do it to Dan because if he didn't get
Right.
fouled, Dan's my guy. Shout out Stand Up Displays. If he didn't get
crush
fouled, I think that he would have had to buy a new charger because he would have drove it off a cliff. Yeah, so that was cool. And then like other guys were like Santiago was and that's the other thing too, is I was like, wait, do you screen capture and post it to be like, oh, they're following me, or you just
like
you just play the cool guy move?
I just play cool. Like, yeah, of course they do. Like,
Yeah.
of course they do. What the fuck does that mean? Of course they do.
Yeah. So right now the update with Fanatics Live is simply it's coming soon. There was a sneak peek. Go follow Fanatics Live. There was a sneak peek. They changed their logo again. I've been trying to participate in all their every question they ask. I've been trying to participate more on Twitter with them. Just so you know,
So and we met some of the Fanatics Live people at a Bleecker event. Shout out Mark and the guys over at Bleecker Trading.
I want to say her name was Lauren, but Lauren, don't kill me if you're out there and listening. And if your name's not
See,
Lauren.
that's why I'm smart enough not even to guess. But if it is Lauren, shout out Lauren. If it isn't, Tim said it was Lauren.
Or Amanda. I think Lauren.
Very cool and like very intrigued. Like wanted, like really, and you could tell by their Instagram and Twitter, right? They're engaging. They're different than like the Fanatics, like, you know, standard brand accounts where it's just like, you know, a pose guy in like a Ravens t-shirt that's jacked as shit and like looks awesome. And I buy that same t-shirt and I look like a bag of donuts.
I sat right behind that guy, by the way. The Ravens, the fan that's like their biggest fan. He like leads the
Yeah, does he smell?
No, dude, he's like clean cut. He's a big ass jack dude. I want to say he's wearing like a boat captain's outfit, but it's all purple. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Yep.
He actually has terrible seats though. That's what's weird. I was sitting like in the top bowl behind him.
See, yeah, but those guys are like that. You don't understand. In Baltimore, it's like the like their pride is being up on that second level, and their pride is like owning that second level. Like you don't give it to, they will leave a seat dead ass empty before a Steelers fan will get into one of those seats.
So I'm glad you said that. So whenever I travel, unless they're playing like a team that I like, right? So if they were playing the Patriots, I would have wore Patriots stuff, which I'm not saying is a good idea because I know it's not. And the reason why I know it's not a good idea, and I'm talking about really anywhere, but this is specifically Baltimore. This is when Steve Smith was his first game back against Baltimore after leaving Carolina. I mean, playing Carolina and playing for Baltimore. He had 3 touchdowns. I don't know if you remember that game. That was an awesome game. Dude. I was there for that. So me and Nikki are outside waiting before the band came down, and which I didn't know that happened too. That was pretty cool. I love Baltimore. Shout out Baltimore. There was like a group of 3 kids, and for whatever reason, even though they weren't playing the Patriots, they were literally going like, "Oh, if there was a Patriots fan here right now, I'd fight him. We'd talk so much shit to him." Yeah. So I actually,
that's the thing Baltimore loves to do is bring people involved, like be involved in shit that they're not supposed to be, and like talk. That now, with that said, any fans that want to come, like there are people that will back it up. So I'm not saying like they're reckless, but they love to talk shit about the people that aren't there. Like, man, I would knock a Patriots fan. Like, duh, there's no Patriots fans around.
It was dope though. I'm sitting there like, and here's
you know what happened? They probably saw a highlight on like the jumbotron of like Brady throwing or whatever time Brady throwing another touchdown, and they're like, man, we beat the Patriots' asses right now, and all their fans.
The best part though is like these weren't Brolky guys though. They were like the keyboard warrior nerds that are like these, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no. So that's what I'm saying.
I would
Those are
have
the guys
mopped the
that'll
floor with
talk,
all three of
right? Yeah, those are the guys that'll talk it, but they probably got like somebody that would see somebody in a Ravens jersey getting beat up, and just jump in because they're in a Ravens jersey.
Yeah,
and that's where your problem lies. Like it ain't.
Yeah, no, I know it's not them. It's the
Baltimore Pride guy who knows why. But
all right, so that is our Fanatics Live update of the day, the week, the year. More to come.
And again, I just want to friendly reminder. I know we're the #1 podcast on all podcast networks here and on the moon, but go to slabbusiness.com. Go to Apple. Just give us a like. Give us a share. Give us whatever. We're trying to get.
Make a comment if you don't like us.
Yeah, dude. Tell us you don't like. To actually tell Tim. Yeah, he doesn't care. And he might get into me more with you, which will result in fun for everyone.
Yeah. So
besides the guy getting memed.
Yep. Slabbusiness.com. We love everyone out there, except for the people we don't. So next up, we got an update from CGC, CSG, CGG. What else is there?
Oh, we just got a live text in here to the Show Your Slabs headquarters. So we could talk. This is gonna be interesting. So this is from.
Do we just get a call in?
We got a text in from information that was just released. So this is a directive from Fanatics and Tops Distribution that was sent to all hobby shops and breakers and everything.
Yeah.
So products purchased through an account are for distribution through the store identified in the account information attached hereto only. For clarity, products are for resale to directly. I'm such a bad reader. Let me start this over again. We don't even have to cut this out. I'm a bad reader.
Don't cut this out.
I did terrible at school. Yeah,
please don't cut this out.
For clarity, products are for resale to directly. Okay, this is not right. For clarity, products are for resale to directly consumers.
Well, because you're not putting a comma in, you're not pausing and breathing before the
for clarity. For clarity,
right?
Products are for resale to directly consumers. That doesn't make sense. I'm telling you, I'm not reading this
wrong.
It
one more time. No, say it one more time.
Okay. For clarity, comma. Products are for resale to directly consumers in a physical retail.
That's like being like sandwich for mouth.
Yes, dude.
And then you digest that.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not stupid. You can cut that out.
Well, it's not that you're not stupid. Leave that part in.
Yeah.
But
so anyway, brick and mortar retail. Let's see. Retailer shall not use its account for personal shopping. That's interesting. And products shall not be used for repacks unless authorized in writing in advance. Retailers may use Topps products for in-store breaks provided that breaking slots may not be sold or solicited online. That's interesting.
No, I like that though.
Yeah, so we'll stop there. And then we'll go to the next part. What do you think about that? So they're saying that, and we knew this, right? And this is what I don't think a lot of people, what's interesting to me is how people get information like this. First of all, I didn't read that wrong.
We get it. Okay, we get it.
Yeah, just so we know. Shout out Topps for writing it wrong. Did not make him look stupid. But so like people get this information in drips and drabs and clips, right? So they see, if you just saw this and didn't know what like kind of we know, which we can share. It's not like secret knowledge. There's a retail product that's for brick and mortar, and there's a breaker product. They're two different things.
Well, just to be
Tim
real
right.
clear though, because you're right, but I just want to make sure we're clear. Allocation, not product. There are going to be some exclusive products for breaking, but it's the allocation that we're talking about, like getting the product. So there are they're hobby boxes, right? Hobby boxes. You can think.
Yeah, they're the same. Sorry, yes, they are the same product. It's just how they're allocated.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but the thing that I think you're about to say is this is not an abnormal thing. Upper Deck has similar rules to if when you can break if you're an authorized Upper
Yep.
Deck dealer. It
The breaking
prevents.
thing is interesting, though. I mean, that's like,
Well, there's two things. There's two reasons why that portion, right? So, number one, the point of that is they want hobby shops open. I know a lot of people came in, and even with this email, a lot of people are nervous about it. First of all, they want hobby shops open, which is why they're saying you can't essentially sell it online. Because imagine if I'm a hobby shop, I get allocation, my lease goes up, my lease is gone or whatever, it comes up, and now I'm just gonna sell from home, right? You can't do that.
there, and a lot of people did that.
Yeah, and then there's the I'm sorry, what part of it
So
that we're talking about?
let me just finish this up then, because one of the parts you were talking about was talking about that. So the first part was a retailer, brick and mortar, can do breaks, not
In
online.
store.
They can do them in store, and they have to sell the spots in store, which is cool, right? They
Mhm.
want to promote that.
That's good. I think.
I think it's a tough thing to enforce, but I'm sure they have their ways. So the other thing was further, the direct buying program is established for brick and mortar retail stores only, which have four walls and which are not contained within another larger store or retail environment. Online only retailers, including retailers with majority of sales volume derived from online sales, are not eligible for this direct buying program. So that's the kind of distinction. And that says any account found non-compliant can be terminated immediately.
That's the okay. So real quick, that's to prevent the breaking, right? The last one you just mentioned, that's to prevent the breaking in terms of the guys that are selling only online, they need to have breaking allocation, right? They can't have retail allocation, right? So that's where that part comes in. I think that makes sense to everyone. I love the fact that they are trying to push. What is that?
I don't know. A squad. Oh, that was fancy. A squad shot.
Squad shot. So they are. So here's the thing, right? It sounds scary, but the thing is, they're trying to drive people to the hobby shop, which is why they're saying, "Hey, you're allowed to break, but promote it. Bring people into your shop. You can still
sell the spots in the shop."
And absolutely. And the other thing too is if you are a hobby shop and that's what you're doing, and you have that clientele that can buy, you can still post it on social media. You can still show the break, right? You just can't sell online, right? So if you're a hobby shop, let's say, shout out my guy Sheps, or your local guy. You always mention him.
Bel
to
Air
me.
Sports Cards, yeah.
Dallas Sports
Shout out
Cards.
Mel.
If you go there, and this is just, I hope some of them are watching. This is the B2B component. Go ahead and make content around the break you just had. Just don't break the rules of selling it online. But go ahead and post that, because that's what they're looking for. That's what all this is about. I think that it's a good thing. Now, is there potential for shops to go out of business if they don't have the ties, the longevity, the money to get this allocation, like to actual order? Because I believe it's like 30-day right now with breakers. I could be wrong about that, but there is and also with breaking, you have to post within like 14 days. But is there a component where, do we lose some hobby shops over this?
Yeah, the reality is yes, but I don't think we lose it because it's fanatics doing the big squeeze. I think we lose it because it's either somebody who came in late and kind of ramped up and just dumped all his money and thought they were going to leapfrog everybody, or it's mishandling. Because, dude, over the last 4 years, there is not I mean, you would have to be beyond a horrible businessman to not have accumulated a small fortune if you were a hobby guy in this space beforehand, and if you had a hobby store before that.
Or just
Now,
a
if you're
big
not willing
spender?
to play ball, that's a different story. But I don't want to confuse the guy whose hobby store closes because he wouldn't play ball and he didn't want to bend the knee to the big bad fanatics coming in because of some thing. I I do think there are going to be some guys who bite off more than they can chew, and I do think that there are going to be guys who lose their hobby shops because they didn't listen, and they thought that they kind of were snaky, sleek, or whatever, trying to do B2B sales, trying to
there's gonna be there are gonna be guys that get caught breaking the simple rule, because I don't know if you mentioned this rule as part of the whole the stories that has just come out about the Topps email, because that was yesterday or the day before. Someone put it on Twitter about B2B sales of like, so if I can't sell a case, that I'm just gonna send it to this hot card shop I know, just to get my money back.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Well, and here's why I like it is what I think. This is just me projecting my thoughts. Is it makes sense for Topps to do this initially, right? Have these strong rules in the beginning, because now, if let's say, shout out my guy Sheps again, let's say Sheps can sell $1 million worth of Topps cards, but let's say the next guy that has allocation also can only own 500,000. Isn't it now in Topps' best interest to go, hey, we appreciate every dollar you bring in. We're just going to lower your allocation to the right dollar amount that you're pushing out, right? So now we can take the whatever money was being spent with you, or allocation being spent with you, and then send it to Sheps that's doing, now he can do $1.5 million, right?
Well, right. And to that fact, it's also going to take away the guys who just bring in the bit, like have the backers and say, I'm buying every case I can get my hands on. And worst case scenario, I break even and sell to 5 other stores, right? It's going to now. I do. If anybody from Fanatics listens to this, which they have to, because we're #1 podcast, go to slabbusiness.com.
Thanks, Apple.
I just hope that they aren't too hard and fast on these rules and realize that they are coming in and they're reinventing the wheel per se, and they're making the wheel better, but there's going to be guys who are on the old wheel that might fall off that didn't really mean to. I know there's going to be scenarios where it's but like if it's a hard and fast rule, because what I'm afraid of is somebody who's an eager, great card shop owner, like feels that like FOMO where like the first, and I think this is, Bowman baseball is one of them, but I think this is really going to take effect. And I honestly like that they're doing this now before all the football and basketball product, because you're kind of going to be able to weed out who's like not able to handle. But I hope that they do give a little bit of leniency, because there is a FOMO thing where like I can just see a guy who's just trying to hustle. He's got money and he's got some backers, but maybe he pulls the trigger and buys too many cases, right? And he's squeezed on some other stuff and he's like, I got to get rid of this. Like, there are certain scenarios. So I hope it is, I appreciate the hard and fast rule, and I'm a rules guy. I follow them. Speed limits, stuff like that.
No,
but
you literally just parked illegally at an airport. What was it, yesterday?
No, I did not.
Did a police officer ask you to move? Yes or no?
Yes, but he only told me to move to a better spot because I was picking up my best friend, who happens to be an American hero. Yeah. Shout out my boy Ryan. Yeah, well, he should be helicoptered to his house. Yeah. So I shouldn't even be picking him up. So I should be able to park wherever I want when I'm in his car picking him up. Who,
first of all, shout out Signature for Soldiers. Any company that helps out, shout out your friend too. Amazing person. I've never met him. I know the stories. I've read up on him.
You would love him, dude. He's ball buster. Like, it's just,
but,
it would be.
But in the midst of this conversation, which I don't know if we meant to happen, we just said, like, look, it's exactly what you just said. There's a scenario where maybe the rule needs to be broken.
Yeah. Yep.
So if like, back to the same scenario now, if that guy that can only do 500,000 ordered $1 million, you gotta give. Will they do buybacks? Will they?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Will they take a case back at less price and to send it up? That could be an option.
Or like a credit situation.
And the other thing too that I like that you mentioned, which could play a part, and then you can't take $250,000 worth of product and do this, but with authorization of doing repacks. So I read that as, for example, we do at SCN Breaks, we do a repack product, but it will have like the floor, right? Say the floor is $50 to $100 just to make things easy. Now, if you get a floor product for $50, say it's a slab, whatever it is, it usually comes with a hobby pack to kind of make up that difference to where you're not losing everything and you have a chance to actually make up the profit with the pack. That, I think, could get dangerous because is that what they mean? Is that you can't repack it into a...
Yeah, I
or
mean,
it can't be a mystery pack but isn't a pack itself a mystery pack anyways? But I don't know. That's where my mind goes to is what do they exactly mean by you can't do it as a repack?
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have to clarify it. Maybe we just got I think we got a piece of the letter, so I don't know but look, to me, talking about it is the thing you need to do. Like having this out there is a segue into that conversation. What is a repack? What qualifies here? They're not saying don't do it. They're saying you have. So they just want to have an eyeball on it. Like my wife, when I leave, like you're married, you don't just walk out. Well, you're a little bit different than most, but you don't just walk out of the house and not like walk by Nikki and just walk out and don't come back for an hour. You go, hey, I'm going to here.
Even going to the mailbox. It's
right.
Like,
Nikki's not following you. She doesn't care. She knows where you're going. Like, it's just an eye on it, right? So, like, maybe that's kind of what they're saying because, again, cards inherently, and that's why that's probably most of, if not 50% of the reason of the spike is the mystery of them, right? The getting the pack, to opening it up. There has been some great companies that have figured out to, guys that want to either gamble or like, roll the dice to put a floor in. And look,
I thought Daps was great at it when remember Daps racks?
Yep. And what I can say about that is like, there are your people that are like, go gambling, blah, blah, blah. Look, there's people who make money that want to gamble. Gambling is, yes, it's illegal in who's running it. It's a legal act in like a lot of states. People like it. It's some people, go spend money on vacations. Some guys like to gamble. Yeah, some can go badly, but if they're kind of putting an eye on it, I like that. Like we did repacks. Remember you came over, we did some breaks on live.
What did you call that, dude? I used to love when, I know people still do it, but what do you call it? Oh, slab reveal? No, you called it something.
Yeah, the slab draft. So
The
we would
slab
have
draft.
we would have all the slabs covered and nobody would know what they were. We put a floor and a ceiling. But what I like to do is put my products in there because I'm able to do that. Back to like kind of the B2B thing where we're getting creative, right? Everyone in your breaks, you probably throw a slab strong in. You're so full of yourself that you think people want your card autographed, which we'll talk about later. Somebody took one of his cards and put it on eBay that he autographed, which is hilarious. But like, so there are ways to make it work, and there are, and look, it's funny. It was like real late night one time, and I couldn't sleep, and I'm watching Lil Pullman, and he's got a guy that's dual live with him. This guy must have been $50,000 into product, just ripping box after box after box after box. And this guy, and somebody in the chat is like, man, you're getting slaughtered. Like, why would you do like? And the guy simply said, I play 5K a hand in blackjack. Do you think this is? And I thought about that, and I'm like, yes, there are people that shouldn't be gambling away, but it's a personal choice. So like, at least this guy gets something.
The people that hate on that are more like the people that are like, oh, you spend $5,000 on cards, and there's
starving children.
It's like, well, look, that person is not going to take that $5,000 that they're putting on cards and spend it on food for people, right? So it's just like, do whatever you want with your money.
Right, stop pocket watching.
Yeah, stop pocket watching. Stop big hat watching out there. No, I'm just joking. Keep watching. Real quick, because you just said it, before I forget, I
go to ebay.com to get your personalized
so just so everyone knows out there. If you see a card on eBay, it is a pack pulled card. If you see a card on eBay that does not have my signature on it, it is a pack pulled card because I was sent 100 cards from Topps, right? So I have 100, and
You think? Hold on. I know we're number one podcast, and there's a lot of people. You think there's one person out there that is like, I'm not buying this. This wasn't a pack pulled Tim McEnery.
No, I'm explaining how I know that the
Right,
card.
but who cares?
I'm explaining, Corey,
Oh,
how I
get it.
know.
Okay. Right.
So Top sends me 100, right? So if you go to eBay and you search Tim McHenry, you'll see cards, right? Now you'll see one that has an autograph on it, and it is my autograph. I know it's my autograph. The problem is this: I only have, and I have probably like 20, 25 left. I've sent them out to people. I usually make them some sort of one-of-one. I do something different on each one, so it is legit a one-of-one. Even if it says 19 of 20, shout out Jordan, shout out Uncut Sheets. Even if it says 19 of 20, that is technically a one-of-one. It's an eBay one-of-one. Then someone tells us, I think you were there at the time when they said it, someone tells us that, hey, Tim, one of your autographs is on eBay.
You immediately said, no, it's not.
Because I couldn't believe... Because if there's an autograph on the card, which is actually my autograph, it means that
you want to personally.
Yeah, like either like there's a couple people that like kind of asked for it, kind of didn't, right? So our friend Johnny, he was like, oh, he traded me. He gave me a pack pulled one, and I gave him a thing, and he was like, oh, Tim, can you sign it? Now I know that's not his because I know what I signed it in. But anyways, K-Row. Let me tell you something, K-Row. K-Row, I think it's whatever your number is on eBay. K-Row, if you're out there, I'm going to find you. There's an autograph. My autograph is on eBay.
If you're out there, I'm going to find you too and give you a high five. Because you put that thing up. If you get $100, good on you. That's double your cream with a dream. Well, all the good stuff.
No, okay, so hold on. And this be dead serious. Let's not joke around this. I'm semi-joking, but I'm also dead serious. If the card sells for $100, should I not get anything for that? Should I not get...
No. I mean, no. You absolutely shouldn't. And two, if, like...
Corey, you're trying to say...
This guy is the best regifter I've ever seen in my life. K-Row, whoever you are, I hope... that you went up to Tim McHenry and you stood at a card show and you just waited for that big ass dumb hat to come by and go, Tim, do you mind signing this? And I swear, I hope you just sat right, you turned around right away, took your phone out, and went eBay, click.
It would have been better if, because I believe the card was actually bought from me while I was doing a live break, and there's only 3 people. I can figure it out who I did it to, but. Like, imagine if, like, the image is the card and you can see me in the background walking away at the card show.
Yo, I'm pretty sure that's why I still don't have an autographed version of your card, because you know I would sell it. 2, I would love it if they just showed, it was just a picture of you signing it. Like the eBay listing.
Yeah, I don't. So, anyways, if you go to eBay, if you don't know how to spell my name, good, because you're probably a weirdo.
Yeah.
If you would know how to spell my name,
might be sold by now, but if not, go to eBay. Let us know. Let us know what you think.
Oh, no. Hold on, we're alive right now.
Comment in there what it's gonna price for, or what you think it'll sell for. Actually, no, it's not an auction. It's a buy it now. But yeah, so check out slabbusiness.com. #1 podcast in the sports card hobby, self-proclaimed. No, I'm just, while you're looking that up, I'm giving people the site to go to. Showyourslabs.com for my stuff, Slab Strong for his stuff, Slab Business for podcast stuff. We'll have news. We're on all the major platforms, Apple, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcast. Just listen, give us a like, give us a share. Ridiculous.
$100.
And it's still there.
Yeah, $100.
All for the guy $20. I just want to see it. I just want to see if it auto confirms deny.
Oh my God, I didn't read. Hold on a second. See, this is where I'm dumb. You got to look at the description. So it says, this is wild. I know who it is. Like, well, I don't know who it is because it could be 3 people. Look check this out. The description: 2023 Topps Big League Slab Strong Hobby Influencer, whatever the number of the card, was given away.
No, this is smart because he's got to prove the auto's real.
Dude, was given away to me by Tim himself during a break on Sports Car Nonsense channel break. I didn't realize. So that's exactly I thought, but I didn't realize it was. He signed it in person and numbered it 1 of 1. How would I not sign it in person?
And how would you number it? What else would you number?
No, but he said he signed it in person. Like you just said that I did it live.
Yeah.
On.
I'd like to see you sign
I did it
out
from,
of person.
I did it right here. This is where I go live from. This is So I signed it right here. What do you mean in person? But this is. But here's the thing, though, Corey. The only people, I think it's only 3 at this point. The only.
No, this is actually, in my opinion, this is the only justified guy that I think you shouldn't be mad that it's listed.
I'm not mad.
Not really, but I'm just saying this wasn't a personal, like this was in a break.
No, Corey. So, well, I think I'm having a little bit of feedback from my phone. All right. So I was selling teams, and I had like a few spots left. It was one of those breaks where like the Arizona Diamondbacks went first.
Right,
So
you're trying to get all the
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I'll throw. And at the time, my card still goes for like $10, around $10. But at the time, it was going for like 30 to 50. And so I was like, oh, guys, like this card's really worth about $20 at the moment. I said probably something like that. I always say something lower. So I'm gonna whoever but I'm doing it like these guys. I talk to them all the time while I'm breaking. You know how I talk. We like talk to each other. We're busting balls. We're having a good time. And I say, oh, I'm going to throw this card in. I'm going to sign it for you. Here am I thinking I got this guy that's like, oh, because he bought the spot. Wouldn't you be like, oh, like.
No, that's exactly. This guy's trying to recoup his money. He bought the probably worst team.
Why is he recouping his money on my autograph, though? Why wouldn't he want to keep it and cherish it and show his grandkids?
Because his grandkids don't give a shit about you or your big hat. He wanted to recoup his money. This guy's trying to make money. You're trying to take money out of his kid's pocket. He probably got hammered on a terrible team.
Dude, it was a $19 break.
Look,
for like 2 hobby boxes.
I love this guy. K-Row, come see me. I'll give you a slab chain to put whatever card you use Tim's money to buy that you actually like, and you can rock it around your neck. It'll be great.
Dude, I couldn't believe it that.
Yeah, it is interesting because you did have like all personal cards, so like you knew somebody. But that one makes sense to me.
I know, but now it's like this though. What if I see the ones with like
like 2
SMD on it or 2/3? I just sent one out today to 2/3 cards. I love his content. No, but anyways, we can stop talking about this. I'm getting fired up. I cannot believe he put it up.
You
for
can
sale.
fire down because he should be selling it twice.
I'm actually gonna. So the thing is, like, I'm part of the community, so I will see him. I'm pretty sure he brought cards for me yesterday or something. I'm actually putting together cards now, but nah, dude, it was just funny seeing that. I couldn't believe it. But when I was told, so just to end the story. Someone told us, one of our guys from New York that we know at Bleecker was like, hey, one of your autographs is on eBay. And right away, I know for a fact that it shouldn't be, or like at the time I thought it shouldn't be because it's like, oh no, I've only sent it to friends, but not realizing I did. 2 or 3 guys in a break one time bought it for, extra spots. But I was thinking it was like you. Like I thought it was like someone I knew, like a friend that.
Oh yeah, dude, I would hawk that in a second. But wait till you see what I got cooking. That stupid ass card. Anyway, you got some CSG news?
Yeah, CSG news, and we're not going to get into too much detail because they did.
I want detail. I don't know.
I know, but CSG, our guy Matt and the president, they did like a 45-minute thing. So go check out CSG's Instagram if you want to see the full detail and exactly what they said. But here, essentially this. They changed the labels again, but I think
they did?
Well, the CGC label is like they're going to combine it to that black label now that they have now. The one that's
see, you're talking about the blue label?
That like all the Pokemons.
They're going to the black label. Okay.
They're just going to a like how PSA has just one label. They're just going to one label across the board, which I assume would save them money on. It's got to save money on materials. They also
no, it doesn't. That's probably not true, but
okay, you're rude. They also, and this is the part that I don't want to get wrong. I don't know if every 9.5 gets changed to a 10.
Oh no,
that's the part that I
Not this again.
No, but that part is happening. I just want to say I don't know if
No, wait, that already happened though.
not with CSG. That was with Beckett.
No, that happened with CSG, dude. The like if you had a green label 9.5.
Oh,
with
you could say yes.
9.5s,
I'm sorry, you're correct. That was at the Mint.
Yep.
They announced that. I think that was at the first Mint. They announced that, didn't they?
Dude, that was a while ago.
And then when they also threatened to sue you.
See what happens? It can be done, right? Yeah, they did. Well, they didn't threaten to. They love my work because it was similar to their.
Well,
work.
here's the thing: it can be done, but the problem is you can't cower to us nerds
Right.
within an hour and be like,
Yo.
"Oh, okay, I'm sorry, guy
They
in
went,
Iowa."
They went straight Homer Simpson into the bushes.
Yo, listen, if you go back and look at the footage, when I saw so many stories, I saw Talon Media, I saw Jeff do it, I saw almost everybody did a post at that time, but we were actually at the Mint, and I walked by, and there's this little like gold 10 that you can see was just slapped on like what's that company called? Flex Seal? Just like slapped on the thing, and I'm like, yo, this is just a bad look.
Yo, it's just crazy. And like that is so funny too, because I am thinking about it now. Yeah, they changed it. But oh God, Beckett, man.
Don't slander anyone.
No, I'm not. It's just I feel bad for him because truthfully, I know the guy, like my interaction with Beckett has always been good. Like shout out Alex. I see him at all the shows, and he's always been great.
Alex is the man and the best part of Beckett.
And like I hate that these decisions get made, and then like those guys get thrown to the wolves. Like they don't even know what's going on.
That media guy they had, their social media guy, which I've never seen him before up until that week, and he was getting interviewed by everyone.
Dude, when they put the big slabs out on, I was mildly offended that nobody asked if I did those, but I was obviously I never would have done those.
No, honestly, dude, I think so. Here's the problem, Corey. I think it's not a good thing because I think people saw them and go, "Oh, that's Corey making those." I think they just saw and were like, "Oh, Corey's making ugly shit now."
Yes, yeah, I hate that. I hate that thought is even but see, then I don't want to like go slamming. But now that we're backed
shit's
by,
ugly.
But it's dope now that we're backed by the Hobbsy Podcast Network. Is we can put out quick videos that are going to be able to get our points across, like boom, 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 right? Like you guys are going to start seeing this stuff soon. Go to slabbusiness.com. We already are the number one podcast, but like we're going to be like the number like 0001.
Yeah, we're coming for all you podcasts out there. I got to tell you something. So I'll tell you this now.
Could you imagine?
I got to tell you this. I got to tell you something. No names. We're not going to say any names. All right. I know someone that has a podcast that got a text from someone that said, "Hey, there's these guys claiming to have the number one podcast, and they're like coming after you. They're coming for you."
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, but it wasn't us. It was Uncut Sheets. Because you know how like people like, "Oh, we're the number one podcast. I'm the number one rapper. I'm the best rapper." Yeah. It's all for like why like if we got numbers and for some reason we were the 15th best podcast, we would say that. But in general, when you're promoting something, we're the best. I'm the number one slab protector. You're the number one frame guy.
Yeah, but even
why would you say anything else?
I don't think we would honestly. If we were number one, I wouldn't.
We're the number one on podcast on Apple.
Yeah, no, for sure, and definitely on like Macintosh. But I'm just saying, I don't think that even if we got up to like, I just want to put content out there that everyday hobby guys.
Yeah, we're just talking here. Just a couple of friends talking in front of a camera for the people. No big deal.
Yeah, it's natural.
I wear this hat all the time. Yeah, we'll get into that. Well, I think, guys, next episode, Corey and I are going to talk about. We're going to do a longer thing of kind of like where we both came from, what else we're doing, why we do the things, the friendships we made, the business partners that we've hopefully lost. Not me. Shout out Jeff, because that's going to come out wrong. Yeah, I think we'll talk about that next week. Slabbusiness.com. Check out all our social medias. We'll have a link
Yeah, and
tree
if you
up.
guys shout out last week's guest, Cage, or last episode's guest, Cage Lawyer. I thought that was a really fun episode. We're gonna have a lot more guests to come. If there's somebody you want us to reach out to interview, you think we would vibe well with or whatever, please feel free to drop a comment. Be sure to check us out on all major platforms, Spotify, Apple. Go to slabbusiness.com. All the links will be there. Follow our Instagram page at Slab Business. And yeah, I mean, just come along for the ride, guys.
All right. Appreciate everyone out there.
Slab Business is your one-stop shop for all things epic.